We are live from Crusaders headquarters. I am King Nico, and if you are watching and listening to this stream, you are the resistance. Welcome everyone. We got some things to go over what took place this week here in the community. So as you can see here from the thumbnail, I see a lot of people here already in the comments, and we just quickly say hello before we get started with what's going on. So True Christian says, great theme. I like to call them Fake Professor Dave and Pseudo Simon Dan. So thank you. Professor Crumbs says, looking forward to this one. Safe to watch later, 4 a.m. my time. Sorry, I just started an hour early, so hopefully you got a notification. I see Sean Hawkins is here. Flat Earth Warriors is here. Says big props on the artwork. Thank you. So quickly. So let's get into what's been going on. So first of all, there's this person has come out of the woodworks, Zetetic Warrior. So let's play what he had to say. Sorry.
Circling sun in between the tropics, or Banjo's biblical cosmology model. We need one model, and it's you, Angela. Who's with me? Yeah, that's right, folks. Haven't missed a beat around here. But yes, where was I? I was the person who told Mr. Campanella exactly what he would find down there. And sure enough, they found it. You know why? Because it was obvious. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you all. Flat Sword, are you listening? You're embarrassing yourself. Sov Dave, don't worry, Sov. We're going to get into you. Get your guns ready, metaphorically, of course, because you're a clown and you're going down. Vlad, I don't know. I know you're listening, Vlad. I got my eye on you, Vlad. I don't know where you're going to go. Much love. You're a good guy. Let's see where the chips fall. And so many others. Whoever this King Nico guy is, this is your move. It was fake. What are you going to do? Set us back another 10 years? Is Will Duffy going to have to drag all your asses down there next year? You're clowns. You're going for the low-hanging fruit and you're fools. I will go after every one of you one by one if I have to. Tediously, steadfastly, I will take each and every one of you down. That is right. There is a new king in town, and he's right here. And I deserve every bit of it, because none of you who are chirping your little bird brains off about how fake this is, none of you said a word before any of this. I said that to them for at least 7 years. Okay, evidence that showed that simplicity.
So this is the Zetetic Warrior. He's called us, every single one of us, out. Says he's taking all of us down. So the Civil War is officially underway. This is exciting for me because we already know how this is going to turn out, right? So Zetetic Warrior, he's there with Nachiketa on a live stream. Oh boy. So we got Professor Dave. They're bringing out the big boys now, the big guns, right? So all of the synagogue of Satan, all the higher ups have been activated now to sweep under the rug, to damage control all that we have exposed for the final experiment. So let's see what Dave has to say over here. Thank you, El Greco.
Remember my video from a few months ago about the big Antarctica trip to check for the 24-hour sun? Well, that trip did indeed take place with several flat earthers in attendance, and the aftermath has been complete chaos. Let me fill you in on what happened down there and what's been going on since then. Once again, the whole point of the trip was to document the 24-hour sun that flat earthers have said for years doesn't exist in the southern hemisphere, and it will surprise absolutely none of you that they saw exactly that. They were down there for 4 days, and the sun was circling above them in the clear sky the entire time, just like anyone who isn't a complete moron knew was going to happen. This was first documented in a live stream mere hours after they arrived on site. Let's check out some highlights from that live stream to kick things off.
And there you go, everyone. It's there's the sun in all of its glory right there over the Ellsworth Mountains. So here we go. Keep in mind, you can see everybody's cameras out, but the sun is exactly where.
So
the
Dave here
North
is going to be
Pole
trying
is.
to debunk
Not only is it midnight here,
the footage that was taken. So he's all in favor and support of the final experiment. So he's called out Flat Earth Dave here too. Even though we know he's in on it, they're all part of the same family. We got Sovereign Soul, Unchained Mind here. Just let the ads play, sorry. Yeah, it's off the charts, El Greco. They have activated all the big guns for this now. So we have got to yeah, keep the pressure on like never before, because they've got everyone after us now, like I'm going to show you right here. Yeah, thank you. Let's get this stream into the algorithm. It says Angel Nguyen.
And when it gets within a range of an object that it could collide with, it beeps. And the closer it gets to it, it beeps faster.
And then start again as it passes him going back the other way. So we can all drop this green screen bullshit now, right?
We are live from Crusaders of the Resistance headquarters. I am King Nico, and we are currently exposing the final experiment.
The Crusaders of the Resistance headquarters, also known as King Nico's mom's basement. Did mommy stock you up with your favorite snacks for this super important broadcast, Nikki?
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now!
A bunch of Freemasons traveled to an area which was supposedly Antarctica and somehow filmed 24-hour sun, which is pretty much impossible on both models, the heliocentric and the geocentric model.
You have no idea what Freemasons are. The word you're looking for is supposedly. They objectively did go to Antarctica, and all you assholes live tracked their flight there, which went directly south from the southern tip of Argentina, and a 24-hour sun isn't impossible at all. That's why they definitely did see it, as we all expected by having basic spatial reasoning skills.
164,000 subscribers. Notice how many videos he has posted. 665 videos. That's just one away from 666.
Wow, you're really good with numbers, buddy. It's so cool how you knew which number came next. Anything else?
Because online, everyone's talking about green screens. And I'm like, yes, green screen is a very valid point, considering some of the videos they posted had some green screen effect in it, and everyone is still holding on to and screaming green screen.
No, only idiots are screaming green screen because they prove to you there are no green screens 4 different ways.
And while watching some of these videos, I immediately saw that there's a separation between the sky and the floor, which is the staged setting here, where snow looks like it's been brought in. And there's a line here that goes pretty much all the way around the setting. So the sky, I'm saying, is not a green screen, but is actual LED screens, because they're standing inside of a sphere. So here's the sphere in Las Vegas, and the screens can show images on the outside and also on the inside. Let's quickly see some of this video that's showing the inside of one of these spheres.
Right, it's a huge sphere, like the one in Las Vegas. You know, the one that cost $2.3 billion to build, which is why seeing a show there is so insanely expensive. Small town Colorado pastor Will Duffy and his Freemason handlers spent several $billions building another sphere thingy in Antarctica because, again, they were provably in Antarctica. Then they brought a bunch of fresh snow inside the sphere to make a little Antarctica set. Again, in Antarctica. And they did all that for the singular purpose of recording a few live streams to trick flat earthers. Nothing wrong with that logic at all.
And even in this footage, I can see that the sky is not real. The floor is real. Their whole surrounding is LED screen.
Based on what, dumbass? Wishful thinking? How should a real sky look? Exactly like this, since it's a real sky? Pathetic. Your own flat earth heroes, Jaron and Austin, are telling you what they're seeing. You don't care what they have to say all of a sudden?
True Christians, as Jaronism has been an antichrist and a grifter and shill since day one of when he started pretending to be a flat earther. Thank you, True Christian. Yes, 0 flat earthers were involved with this. The TFE hoax. Every single one of them is fake and working for the NWO. Exactly my thoughts and everything you've said I agree with, so thank you.
That's a fun little loophole you guys have going. Any flat earther who says anything you don't want to hear is not a real flat earther and never was. Convenient.
Again, I'm not saying they were in Vegas. I'm just saying that there's a sphere in Vegas that pretty much shows the capabilities of the technology. And yes, they say it costs $2.3 billion, but come on now, they can put a price on anything and say it costs that much just to make us think that it's impossible for us to recreate.
Yeah, totally. They're lying about how much it costs to build something like that because reasons. In actuality, it costs about $1,200, and anyone can do it on their own with parts you can find around the house. Tune in next week for more building projects the government doesn't want you to know about. Surely no other flat earthers are dumb enough to run with this idiotic premise, right? Wrong. Neo-Nazi Eric Dubay ran with it and has been running with it ever since.
The final experiment has finally happened. After half a year of hype, Will Duffy's band of globe defenders have performed what they deem a death blow to flat Earth. So how did they do it? Did they find and measure the globe's mythical curvature? Did they film a convex horizon without using a fisheye lens? Did they circumnavigate
At the time.
So they did go to Antarctica, but they filmed the sun in a studio. That's why there was no cold breath. And maybe they filmed the sun at the Vegas Sphere, which of course is completely idiotic because it's full of seats for people to watch shows. So that makes no sense whatsoever. I've never seen flat earthers grasp at straws like this. It's so pathetic, even for them.
I think we can accept now that Witzer has been compromised.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, Professor Dave there. And again, you see what he says about Crusaders of the Resistance, how, yeah, in our mom's basement, whatever, he made all the same lame globe-tard jokes that they all make about us flat earthers or biblical earthers, right? And they keep trying to label me with this the sphere in Las Vegas, even though we were way past that. So they're still trying to tie that into me, and they're giving Eric Dubay the volume and stuff like that. So I guess like they need to make sure they have one of their agents in the movement as we're trying to clean up the house. So yeah, Flat Earth Dave, definitely just look at him. Has anyone ever seen Simon Dan and Dave at the same place at the same time? I'm convinced they're the same person, right? So they all look very much alike. And Will Duffy pretty much looks exactly like they're the brothers, basically, right? Even here he is, Dave McKeegan came on and has blasted us with our theory.
Then the next claim I faced came from King Nico, who had a debate with Fight the Flat Earth about the final experiment.
What popped into mind was the Las Vegas Sphere. Not that they were in Las Vegas and did it there, but in Las Vegas, they have a sphere, a massive sphere, LED screens, 8K. You can see images on the outside of it and on the inside. So I've seen some footage of, locations similar to Antarctica, with mountains and a sun moving across the sky inside of the sphere. So I'm like, that's it. They must have somehow knocked up a sphere, or there's another sphere in Antarctica that we don't know about.
This was after I'd got back to the UK, and his claims were so bewildering, I wound up joining the discussion just to try and wrap my head around it.
I just want to check this here. So you acknowledge that we didn't fake the footage from taking it off from Punta Arenas, flying to Antarctica, going to Union Glacier Camp.
Yeah.
That is us
All
in
that is
Antarctica.
real. You guys
Okay,
can
great.
prove that, and I'm not gonna say that that's wrong. You guys are gonna have footage of you guys sleeping in the heated tents or whatever it is and walking around that area. But I'm saying that there's gonna be parts where you traveled supposedly 5 miles to do the shoot for the 24-hour sun, and obviously that is not at the Union Glacier camp because you obviously can't see it in the footage, so you had to travel away. And what I am saying is that because I know for a fact, because, God says, the sun is not going to do an orbit east to west 24 hours in the South Pole. So the only way that could have been baked is through the means of virtual studios.
So he's openly accepting that we went to Antarctica, but he's claiming that because we didn't film the sun from the main Union Glacier camp, that must then mean we'd prepared this giant dome studio made up of all LED TV panels away from the main camp. And that we were then instead being driven from the main Union Glacier camp to the dome studio to create the 24-hour footage, whilst presumably he thinks that outside of the studio, the sun was setting.
Okay. It's not that hard to believe, Dave. So I forgot to bring it up, but let me search for it now quickly. So I found this channel called the 1BM or something. The 1BM. And it has a couple of videos. A couple in particular to do with like Antarctica. It was just posted a couple of months ago. So there's big construction going on in the South, right?
Bananas.
So we didn't see any of that from any of their footage, barely saw the camp. But yeah, there is a lot going on in Antarctica right now. There's a race going on. Just wait till you see some of the stuff going on there.
Right now, there's a construction boom taking place in one of the most unlikely parts of the world, Antarctica. The coldest, windiest, driest, and somehow wettest continent in the world. It is, without a doubt, the harshest environment known to man. Temperatures can drop to a grisly minus 89 degrees Celsius. Wind speeds can exceed 200 miles an hour, and during winter, parts of the continent can be submerged in 6 months of darkness. To travel here, to live here, you have to be brave. There's no question about that. And yet, surprisingly, the continent has a population of about 5,000 people in the summer and around 1,000 in the winter. There are actually towns with bars and shops and even little cinemas. There is life here. And it's growing. Construction is reaching an all-time high across the continent. Right now, these settlements are mostly populated by scientists doing extraordinary work. But that might be about to change. You see, in early 2024, Russian geologists found what looks to be like massive reserves of oil.
So there's that. There's a race, and I found this one interesting. South America's 1 billion desert mega project.
This construction project is truly out of this world. In the middle of a desert, and on top of a mountain, the largest optical telescope on Earth is being assembled. It's almost the height of Big Ben, and when complete, it'll produce images of faraway planets that are 15 times sharper than NASA's Hubble Space Telescope.
This telescope will open the window towards part of our universe that today we don't even imagine.
And to give humanity a better view of other worlds.
Wow. So there are so many construction projects going on in all kinds of places on this earth, in the middle of deserts, in Antarctica. And we wouldn't know anything unless we find it or see it on YouTube or if the news friggin' tells us. But look at this structure in the middle of the South American desert. Notice how it's like a dome structure. Like they can put these things up anywhere. Call one structure for a telescope, one for the volume studio. They're building stuff that we know nothing about, right? This is like, and when you find stuff, that's barely what we know, and they can still have more hidden things. So anything is possible. Oh boy, this guy. So this guy I've seen for years, and he was the most annoying. I actually couldn't believe there was someone that was making a living on YouTube that was just making a mockery of flat earthers. And yeah, let's go and quickly see what he had to say in this video.
There is one particular person's reaction that I've been looking forward to the most, Level Earth Observer. He has made a raft of videos so far, and over the next 2 Flat Earth Fridays, we'll be taking a look at them from all angles. Stay tuned for this one. Roll the titles. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we get underway with the next episode of Flat Earth Friday and the mission to Antarctica, I was reading earlier about Antarctica and how scientists have managed to extract a 1.2 million year old ice core, the oldest on record. And I was reading that story on Ground News, which was actually founded by a former NASA engineer called Harleen Kaur, who worked on the James Webb Telescope. Ground News combines stories and articles from thousands of outlets, local and national, in one place so readers can see the full picture of what's going on around the world. Now, as you can see here, Ground News shows you if there's any political leanings for each publication. And in this instance, with the is a desert.
Sorry. So yeah, Level Earth Observer is getting called out in this
3
one.
minutes long. I'm going to play it in its entirety. I will stop it a few times just to highlight a couple of points that are going to be relevant when we cross-reference this with another bit of footage from a different angle, capturing the same scene we're looking at now, okay? To get his gloves. This will be relevant as a cross-reference with the other bit of footage we're going to watch in a minute, okay?
Got it. No issues so far.
Now our mate's going to go away, get his gloves and come back. When he overwhelms us there.
So basically, he's going over Vapegate. Like, this is old news. What are these guys doing?
People are dissecting these videos to test their authenticity. Crazy.
So that's how you know they've been activated, because Dave and now Dan both been told to make videos making a mockery of all of us that have exposed the final experiment. So you can notice how they're all part of the same clique, same the look and everything these guys have, all part of the same family. So here's the Flat Earth Warriors channel. I know he posted the video. I've seen it here, but I think he might have taken it down. This is the video that everyone wants to talk about. And yeah, it came out of nowhere. Someone's done some crazy dissecting of the 360 video that Austin Whitsitt posted. So let's go check this one out.
All right, so I'm looking at the screen here, and what do I see? So the cool thing about this is you can zoom in on the screen. Can you see it? So running right up here, a right angle all the way across, and it looks like things converge into this corner. And if you look at down here, right, This line runs all the way from almost this camera. Okay, so let's zoom in on it again. Let's zoom in. I mean, when you zoom in, I mean, the corner is completely obvious. There it is. The corner in the screen. Comes all the way up. And again, this is at, like, I noticed it like 51 minutes in to video. And now at 52 minutes and 6 seconds, it's just obvious that there is a right angle.
There it is. So you can see the lines there. We've all seen the video and wondered what it is. So this guy was able to find it at 52 minutes and 6 seconds. You see that outline there? So tried to find it in Austin Whitsit's video, which is the video here in question, the 360s time lapse. So around about 52 minutes and 6 seconds. So I could not find the same thing with the lines. It would have been around up here somewhere. So did you guys all do the same thing? Were you able to see the lines that this video was able to show and that we've all seen in this video? Because then I couldn't see it. And I see people are saying that they've already scrubbed it and edited it out. So again, be careful. I've been receiving emails from someone called Unsure Name. So there's a lot of anonymous characters trying to pass off information, getting us to post it, knowing it's ridiculous, make us look stupid. Then they could say, oh, look, they're trying to use edited footage that they, you know what I mean? So just be careful. There's a lot of shills out there trying to get us to make mistakes, to discredit everything else we've been able to find. So Vika posted a video, and this is in regards to the lines. So he had some discussion with AI about it. So let's see what happened there. So not saying I know what caused the straight lines, but look what AI says about this. If a large curved projection screen or LED screen was used as a background in the scene, it could potentially create the straight line anomalies you're describing. So here's how and why this could happen. Wow, so thank you, Boris, for the $2 super chat. Says, Nico, I think you should make an exposed documentary. Honestly, that would be great. It doesn't even have to be that long, but definitely. If anyone would like to help with that, I'm game. Thank you for that, Boris. So you can check this out in Vika's video, his discussion with AI and what it had to say about the lines. So I quickly want to play this. I found this from the RFB fan page. So let's see what RFB has to say.
This because it'll segue nicely into what I'm showing, what's going to be available for those that just give up on God and, you know, go with the New World Order. You'll have everything you need. Check this out. This is from Las Vegas, and this is the Sphere. If you're not familiar with the Sphere, it's a giant, enormous LED screen that they can project on in like 4 dimensions, no pun intended, inside and out. This is the outside of a building. This is live. I mean, not live, but I mean, how insane is this? But even worse than that is, here's the message that they're telling you. This just occurred recently. This is the name of it. They're showing you everything in plain sight. This is insanity. And this thing right here, the Sphere, This is exactly how Jeranism and his buddies faked going to Antarctica. This is the exact technology right here. Now, why am I putting them under the bus? Because this preacher, Will Duffy right here, he's the preacher famous for going in front of his flock and telling them this.
Commandments. So please, I beg you, we have to stop claiming that the 10 Commandments prohibit lying. That's not true. The 10 Commandments prohibit bearing false witness against your neighbor. Okay. We finally get to my conclusion on the matter of lying and deception, and that is this. After carefully looking at both sides of the debate,
using legal speak, lawyer speak, well, technically lying and being deceptive isn't immoral. It's not against the commandments. Even if that's true, bearing false witness, lying is immoral. I've done it my entire life. It took a long time for me to stop doing it, okay? I grew up really wrong, and lying was part of the gig, period. But I've never been a preacher. And this dude is going out in front of an entire bunch of people because he's a preacher. He's standing at the pulpit and telling them that lying is the way to go. Well, that liar is also the guy that told us that he went to Antarctica with Jeranism and a couple of other guys, and they discovered there was a 24-hour sun. You know how they did it? Well, they did it by not breaking the commandments, according to Will Duffy. They filmed it 24-hour sun all the way around them. Well, how could they possibly fake that with that? The same exact thing. Well, they couldn't afford that. Well, also, they didn't do it. They were put up to do it because they were prominent voices, apparently, in the flat earth community. In order to stage an alien invasion, the earth can't be flat now, can it? If there's a firmament above and a firmament below, and God is using us as a footstool, there is no outer space. Do you see what I'm saying? There is no outer space. So they use these people as one of the final cards. That's what really got me going in December, because we're watching the Notre Dame thing where they don't mention Jesus. We're watching the Pope opening 5 magical portals. And ever since he's opened those portals, it's been pretty hectic. Do you agree or disagree? You see what I'm saying? Think it's all conspiracy theory now? When I watched all those different things, too many things to even remember right now, I knew they were going for it, and I knew that the 2030 was out the window. They've started it now. We're going to have so much chaos, we're going to beg for peace and security. And that's exactly the plan. It's happening right now. But here's one more thing. And Minutes of Horror brought this up in his video, and I meant to bring it up in a video, and I totally forgot. But check this out. This is insane. Right now.
So yeah, he goes on to show us about the AI robots and female and male robots coming out that are pretty much going to be able to do anything, like I've been saying. So Flat Earth Banjo, USA, Japan, and Brazil. He's also posted the video. So I see Flat Earth Warrior says not to post a line video, which is why I didn't post it and held off, because I was still trying to go over it and figure it out and where it came from and see if I could find the same thing myself, but couldn't. So, and again, first of all, this is a great thumbnail. TFE, it gets more and more bizarre. Brokeback Glacier in Antarctica. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Eddie, for that one. Flat Zoid. So I wanted to bring this up because Flat Zoid did a great debate or discussion, really. It wasn't a debate, but Dave tried to debunk all the claims, and Flat Zoid did an amazing job pretty much getting everything out there, and it was great to see, especially that Dave had pretty much no answer, just, oh no, that's not what you saw, I was doing this, not that, and that was it, pretty much. No evidence, no proof.
They got onto that plane to head back to Punta Arenas, so we basically sort of like ships that passed in the night.
Oh, okay. Because what's interesting, I just sent a screenshot to FTFE again, if you would just bring that up quickly. Because we were looking at something that looked very interesting. It's almost like it was, I don't know, if it brings it up, I'll explain it. But I must say, I enjoy this chat with you, by the way. This is how Witsit was supposed to do it.
Yeah, well, I've had face to face conversations with Witsit, and he gives me a fucking headache too. So.
I mean, I did say that to El Duffy that he would have been better giving 40k to the Hawk Tour coin than taking it to Antarctica. So, but yeah, that's up on the screen. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, the point we were making here is, this is Duffy with the grey is when he's literally just come back from Antarctica, and that's McToon when he just come back from Antarctica. But if you look at the photo of them in Puntos Arenas with this Brazilian guy, their hair is like very different. I mean, McToon doesn't even have gray hair. He's he even looks chubbier. You know what I mean? They look younger. So the thing is, we were looking at this like, but how is this possible that you literally 4 days go by and then you look like like you aged a year or something? How does that happen?
Lighting makes a very big difference to those things.
Wow. So first of all, that was amazing. So Flatzoid says he brings up the images from what was supposed to be a couple days before being in Antarctica, and the footage that we've seen of them live shows them looks like they've aged 6 months to a year or even more at least. So possibly multiple shooting times and locations for this experiment. So they probably went before, did some pre-shooting, had time to take down the studio or whatever. They keep trying to troll, saying, oh, look at the drone footage. We're a mile high in the sky. If there was a dome studio, it'd be right there. And obviously they took it down and removed it. So that's why they had to come back 2 years or a year later to do the shoot, to get the B-roll, to help debunk the claims that they were inevitably going to happen, right? So Dave there responds to Flatzoid saying that, oh no, that's just different camera, different lighting. That was his response. So I think it would be cool if we look into it, make sure we know. We need a full paper trail history, track record of where they've been or how their YouTube posting or anything was, if there was any gaps in the last 2 or 3 years. Any suspicious activity that could account for them taking off and doing this secret trip to Antarctica and this shoot. So yeah, we're catching on. Everyone's figuring it all out. And yes, Sean Hawkins, he's there. He wants to debate Flat Earth Warriors. Yeah, I'd say do it, Flat Earth Warriors, because as you can see here, I did it. Sean Hawkins was begging me to debate for at least a week or more. I finally gave in and I destroyed him. It was fun. It was great. So here it is. Even Sean's good globe buddy, Mr. FTFE, that I also destroyed, said Sean brought nothing. No opening, no evidence, no videos. He was completely unprepared. He got things wrong and just kind of complained. Is he correct in his overall position? Yes. Did he win the debate? No. How in the smeg do you lose to King Nico? It's crazy. Yeah, so thank you for that. Yeah, there's the image there. So quickly, I want to talk about Joe Rogan. So as you can see, this has been reposted. I actually posted this earlier on in the week, and now another synagogue of Satan shill, another one of the brothers from the Brotherhood, all part of the same. They're all part of the same damn bloodline. They're all Hamites. They're all Revelation 2:9 that says those that say they are, the JEWs, but are not and do lie, from the synagogue of Satan, right? So I found it very weird to see that Stu Peters posted this image of Joe Rogan with Anton LaVey's son, the founder of the Church of Satan. And there's Joe Rogan in a 666 t-shirt doing Hell Satan horns with the son of the founding father of the Satanic Church. And Stu's like, yo, Joe Rogan, WTF is this? Right? Like, what the hell is this? Why are you doing all this satanic stuff, Joe? Coming from Mr. Stu Peters. Here's some more images of Joe Rogan doing the satanic symbolism. And there's Stu Peters doing the exact same symbolism. The horns, the 666 over the eye, he's doing it all. So why is he calling out Joe Rogan for doing the exact same thing that he's been caught out for doing? So what the hell is going on with these sodomites? Because Stu Peters, you are the biggest sodomite, right? He is massive, 100% a nasty little bugger. This all of them are disgusting, right? So again, he posted on Twitter just a few hours ago, what the F is this, Joe? But yet he's caught doing the exact same signs and symbolism. So we got to keep the pressure on all of these shills, right? I don't care how many followers, subscribers, how big a name, how famous. I don't care if it's freaking Donald Trump himself. We are going to expose and we're going to take them all out. So yeah, Jaren was live doing his Friday Globe show tonight. I think True Christian said, he mentioned me and says that we're not going to expose anything. So we're doing a great job. We're exposing absolutely everything. This is what Jaren was pushing. I saw some of his diagrams quickly. So this is their explanation for the 24-hour sun. So it's either Joe Hamby's model with the reflection and the ether fluid ceiling, or it's this version where there's the main sun and then there's a tiny little itsy bitsy sun that goes around Antarctica in the south, just there by itself. Ridiculous. Yeah, we don't follow Tate. Brett, Flat Earth Bible Jesus, is making some good posts online. Government shills be like, look at this photograph. Yeah, the extra land theory, the extra sun theory now, getting crazy. So I'm not going to play the sound because of the music, but I thought this video was good. Symbols will be their downfall. This is not a threat, I'm joking, but all of you that are intentionally misleading people, I'm not afraid to call out. Tim Rothschild and David Weiss. The idea of extra terror in space or on Earth are the gangster's paradise. Same. Please read. They want us to believe this map because it's part of the deception. See, not everyone is fooled. So thank you for that. That's a great post there. So again, True Christian has been on this for a long time. Everything is happening now. It's shaking and baking. We're upsetting the balance. All the shills and ops are scrambling and getting activated now. Everything's going down. So that's pretty much it. We've addressed everyone that's been coming out, trying to speak out against everything that we've come across from their footage, and pretty much said it's all fake. So I'm just going to go through the comments quickly. Yeah, they are all compromised, controlled opposition everywhere, but not for much longer. They're all going to be stuck with their brotherhood back at the lodge where they belong. So YD says Joe Hanvey's model does not work. I can't figure out how it can work. I've looked at it a few times now. Jaren is a paid shill. As long as he makes money, he will go globe or flat. So the number one Glober excuse for no working globe model is my globe is too big to prove my BS claims. Exactly. It's too big. It's too massive. No technology can but we can capture planets and suns a million times the size of Earth, a million light years away. So yeah, channel 727, welcome to the Crusaders of the Resistance, where we prove Bible prophecy. Says information warfare is any action to deny, exploit, corrupt, or destroy the enemy's information and its functions, protecting ourselves against those actions and exploiting our own military information. Yes, thank you, Tazco. Says Nico debates possessed Globers, keeps his cool. Demon possessed Glober opponents start twitching. This is why Nico is winning these debates. Yeah, that's all I'm there to show. I don't obviously bringing all the information and facts is not good enough for them. So there's other ways to show that they're full of demons, that they're anti-Jesus, anti-God, and that they are sodomites. So we're exposing all the gatekeepers, all the shills, all the demons. So yeah, YDs, thank you. Says nice to see you on Awake Souls the other night. Okay, so thank you everyone. I think that's going to be it. Keep it short and sweet tonight. So just adding to the pile here. Haven't been on all week. So yeah, we've been called out by pretty much everyone now, along with all the others as Flat Zoid and Banjo and Sovereign and PJ. Everyone's getting called out now. That's exposing this, and yeah. So it's going to be very interesting, especially the next week or so, because obviously Monday is Inauguration Day. It's also exactly 666 months to the day that they faked the moon landing with Apollo 11 back on July 20th, 1969. So yes, Max, I'll debate you. Again, Max is now another one begging me to debate. So yeah, I'll be happy to add some more trophies to the closet or the cupboard or the mantelpiece, should I say. So yeah, thank you. Much love. Keep the pressure on. Keep digging that hole for them. Yeah, so we're going to have to step up our game, everyone. We got to watch out, especially with the Stitch Gate. I'm not sure if that's going to hold up, so be careful sharing that one out because we can't really find that source anywhere else, so we're not sure where that came from. yeah, we got to keep the full armor of God on. All the demons are coming. So just submit yourselves to Jesus Christ, and the devil will flee from you. Yeah, vile little things. Amber Summerall says, I told you to have me on one of the lives. Yes, definitely. Once we get through exposing all these demons, like I said, I don't want to be doing this as like, this isn't going to be content for the whole year now. We got to get through this and get them out. But it's getting heated up now, right? They're calling in all the big guns now. So we have got to band together and and stay on it, and stay protected too. So Fuxi Music, thank you very much for the super chat. There's no message here. I'm not sure, but that is £4, 99 pence. Thank you very much. God bless you for that. Appreciate that. Jaren was just insulting Flat Earth nonstop, or final experiment. So I'm not sure what it stands for now. So Lacey is saying, I wonder if that inauguration falling on MLK Day will give them more power with their ritual. MLK was just another one of their evil, scripted, and staged buddies. Correct. So yeah, I'm going to be going through some more videos, footage, all the emails, getting a lot of troll emails now. That's why I'm telling everyone to be careful. Don't be so quick to jump the gun with certain gate footage now that's from TFE or from whoever, right? Because they could use it against us. So it's pretty much all I got to say for tonight. I wish I could stay and go through all the comments, but I'm going to sign off, and then I'll get on the phone and see if the chat's still going there. So I appreciate it, everyone. But basically, for all of the shills, for all of the sodomites, for all of you that are members or part of the bloodline of the synagogue of Satan, we have one thing to say to you. Every move you make, everything you say, will be watching you. I thought that'd be funny. So thank you, everyone. Good night.